Really good scene to see this team come together. And again, A&M Commerce looking to come in, win again against the Vandals. Only one meeting all time between these two. As the ball is up, it'll be Sarah Schmidt bring it up, and we are underway again here from ICCU Arena. Johnson with the left wing, swing it down to Asha Phillips, who's moved away into the starting lineup this year. That one's up and off, and Commerce will bring it down the other way, and we'll have our starting lineups brought to you by the Monarch Motel and Boutique, located on 6th and Jackson. You can find them online at monarchmotel.com. See right there, Jordan Newsom, Mia Deck, joined by Boyce, Delgado, and Russell, as the Vandals get the bucket to go down, getting the first ones on the scoreboard here in tonight's matchup, Steven.
Yeah, Johnson is just being aggressive there, getting into the hoop. You can see early on the Vandals are trying to attack inside. The first play coming out, unable to finish it, but they're getting a second chance to get to the rim.
See a bit of a size advantage, but right there, taking it inside. What a good finish there from Newsom. And now we'll take a look at the Idaho starters. Again, led on this team as Kenny Johnson got the first points. We got Schmidt, Langer, Butera, and Phillips rounding out the lineup, swinging around the perimeter. Hope Butera, 2 games this season with double-digit rebounds. She'll be real important to clean up the glass tonight as Schmidt looks down low. Butera in the post, going in, the half step up and off the glass.
And good patience by Butera there. And like I mentioned earlier, they're trying to get the ball inside. I like what I'm seeing early on from the Vandals offense. Don't settle. Let's push it and attack the rim.
So what were your thoughts on that drop step right there? I know you coach a lot of bigs. How important is it to kind of have your control down low in the post right there?
Yeah, control is key. And I always talk about it is when you get one-on-one, take your time and go score the basketball. If no one else comes to help, you got all the time in the world as Langer launches a 3.
Oh, right down. The Vandals starting off hot here. Getting things rolling both inside and out. That's something that Commerce is really going to have to do, is kind of make the Vandals one-dimensional.
Yeah, Langer's coming off one of her best season performances, so she's riding high on confidence right now. So those type of shots, you can't let her get them easy.
Especially with this Vandal team, a lot of new faces. Now they're starting to settle in, get to know each other as a team. As this one from the left wing, that one's up and off. Commerce, one of the teams that will let it fly the most from beyond the arc. Top 50 in the country. Again, if one of these teams starts getting hot, that could really be the difference maker in terms of runs for tonight's game. Down low to Butera again, going inside, another drop step. That one got a hand on it. That one up again. Good battle down low. Vandal still with it on the offensive rebound. That one let loose, no good. Olivia Russell doing a great job. That's going to be an interesting matchup to look at those two down low.
Yeah, the Lions are battling early here on the defensive end as Mia Deck is able to knock down a bucket there. Idaho's looking to get inside. Butera's being physical. The refs are allowing them to play, so it'll be interesting to see how this game continues to move on.
Deck wearing the number 5. Usually she is suited up in the number 3, but switching out for tonight's game. Schmidt looking down to Johnson.
You get those alternate jerseys, you got some different numbers out there.
And Butera was trying to get it inside right there. It'll be tipped out of bounds by A&M Commerce. We'll have a substitution now as Wallace checks in.
Georgia Gray does a good job of keeping Butera. Correction on that. Olivia Russell does a good job of keeping Butera out of the paint, not allowing her to weigh herself in.
Like you said, that's going to be a good matchup to see as Asha Phillips tries to go up again inside. Butera with the rebound. That one's up and in. And you're seeing they're allowing some physical play down low. And again, it's going to be interesting to see again who is able to win those tough shots down inside the paint as Idaho leads by 5. And Schmidt with the block on the drive right there. That was Boyce with it. Wallace, deep 3. That one off front iron. Rebound Langer and ripped away by the Lions, turning in transition. Long 3 on the pull-up, and that one's good. Newsom letting it fly and knocking it down.
And like you mentioned, they want to get 3s up, and they're going to get them up quickly. Transition, it does not matter. They're going to come down and shoot shots. And when you make them, it's tough to guard.
That 7-second style offense is going to be something that, again, has worked for them this season. And as Wallace kicks it down to Phillips, that right-hand layup up and no good. Wallace again finding Phillips, but Phillips, tough start for tonight's game. Not really able to get anything to go down as Newsom drives in, kicks out. Good pump fake. Good ball movement here by the Lions driving inside. But the Vandals able to keep it up, and these refs are letting them play, being physical down low.
Yeah, a little bit out of control there, so I think the ref kind of let it go there. But, yes, it's been physical early on in this matchup.
Wallace with it on the left wing, driving inside. Butera, mid-range jumper. That one's up and good. Good pick and pop right there for the Vandals.
And that's where, Butera showing her versatility. not just around the rim, but able to step back on a little pick and pop there and hit a 15-foot jump shot.
High post action here for the Lions. That one up and no good for Russell as the Vandals trying to keep that one in. Phillips, great save, getting it to Schmidt, pushing it up the floor now. And the Vandals, as compared to Lions, settling it down on offense. Langer driving in, looking for Butera, but kick it out to Schmidt. Schmidt swing it to Wallace as we had some contact down low again. Out to Schmidt. Pump fake drive in. That one ripped away. Good hands right there from Deck on that drive. And that'll lead us to our first timeout on the floor here in Moscow, Idaho. We'll be right back with more.
Smarter.com.
And welcome back inside ICC Arena, where tonight we got Steven Madison's keys to the game.
It starts with Idaho defending the three. We've talked about it early on. Texas A&M Commerce, they get up a lot of three-pointers. They make almost 10 a game, which is outstanding. And for Texas A&M, locking it down. When Idaho gets stifled on the offensive end and only has under 10 assists, they lose the games. And then for both of them, clean the glass up. It's all about rebounding. Basketball is one of those sports, when the rebounding numbers are in your favor, you have the best chance of winning. Texas A&M on the year is -3 in the margin. Idaho's +7.8. So it's going to be the battle of the boards. Who can win that is going to most likely come out with the win tonight.
And we've seen Russell and Butera really going at it down low as Sarah Brands, who checked in, had that last timeout. Quick shot inside and unable to get it to go. Drive in, good spin move up right there, but and Johnson will turn it up floor on the fast break. Caldwell driving in, swatted away inside. Both teams playing with a lot of tempo right now coming out of that timeout. As Delgado had the block, the three on the other end is no good. Long rebound though. And again, we're seeing it. The Lions are not afraid to shoot the ball as Newman drives inside. Newman, great start to this game, has 7 points.
Yeah, Newsom does a really good job there of attacking. And the Lions just want to spread you out and attack the gaps, make you try to overhelp so they can kick for threes. If you don't help, they're going to get wide open layups like that last possession.
High post there. Brands handoff to Caldwell, hanging in the air, unable to get that one to go. Caldwell goes down, no call on the floor. Drive inside. That one's up and short. Seems like, again, both teams are really playing with some pace. Sometimes maybe being a little bit out of control, but so far it seems to be working out.
And for the Lions, I think that's something that they want to do. They want to pick the pace up. They want Idaho to play at that same exact pace, get it really going up and down so it can cause some chaotic turnovers, some chaotic basketball.
Similar kind of mindset when you play like that full court press, right? You want to just force them to speed up and cause those mistakes.
Yeah, and even though Texas A&M Commerce hasn't been able to score quite at a high level at this so far into this game, they're putting pressure on the rim, so it makes Idaho have to get back in defense and be aware of what's going on quickly, or they're going to get easy layups.
And Butera checking in for Brands for the Vandals. Again, getting that size back into the paint. As Butera was guarding the junior Jasmine Payne from Montgomery, Alabama. Is that one up and no good inside? Again, with Russell and Payne on Butera tonight, that one's going to be, again, interesting matchup inside the paint. As again, swinging around the perimeter, the Vandals doing a good job of getting the ball moving and trying to find those open lanes, but so far, Commerce forcing the issue, and they'll be fouled down low. As Langer forcing the issue inside.
Well, that's for Langer. When you're able to make a three-pointer to start the game off as a player, the defense now has to really respect you and step up. Now that gives you the opportunity to drive the lane and create these foul situations, and a really good job by Langer there.
Amaya Boyce checking in for the Lions. As Langer once again getting in on the inbound. And Aspen Caldwell, true freshman for the Vandals, has really been someone who, Coach Amy has been speaking highly of it and really getting involved in the offense. As Butera drives in, left-handed shot up inside is good.
And I like the play they ran there. They ran an up screen. Usually ball screens are going towards the middle. They ran it up so Langer could attack the baseline, find Butera in the middle of the paint, and she's able to go to work.
Horvath with it inside, checking in, seeing her first minutes of the game. As Newman drives inside, forces the shot, and that one looks like it'll be called on Kennedy Johnson. We'll see our first free throws of the night.
Yeah, and you can see on the replay there, just Kennedy Johnson just get a little physical over the top. It took a second for the refs to even call the foul, and that's kind of been the way of the game so far.
Yeah, again, they're kind of forcing the issue, and I think both teams are trying to see how far they can push that line as Newman's first free throw is up and in. And, again, for Coach King, again, that's something that, So far we've seen they really like to push the issue, get the ball up, but now they're really taking inside, and I think they're going to try and see how much foul trouble they can get Butera in, because like you said, the battle of the boards is going to be something they really focus on, and Butera is what really drives that for the Vandals.
Yeah, she's a big key to it, and you start to put pressure on the referees to make calls. We haven't seen a ton of calls so far, but you start to put that pressure on them.
Just 3 personal fouls called between the two teams, as that one turnover for the Vandals.
Yeah, and you can see here, Payne just does a good job of staying right in front of Butera, and Butera tries to lower the shoulder, and Payne just takes it straight in the chest. Does a really good job on the defensive end of being sound.
So far, the Lions still find themselves down 2, but keeping this one within arm's reach. Again, getting it right down low. That one's up and no good.
And even though they're unable to finish that there, it was a really good play drawn up there by the Lions. Get a little down screen from Mia Deck. Potential to shoot it, but find the open post.
And both teams really known for shooting the 3 ball, but really forcing it inside the paint. Again, maybe not something these teams are really known for, but interesting to see just them tacking inside so much early on. Drive up, and that one's up, no good. Wallace has the hands high. I mean, that's kind of the classic thing of, I didn't touch him, just put your hands up, but some body contact right there. And center line for 2.
Yeah, and Deck is just ultra aggressive here early on, extremely, as we see the replay. And those players are the hardest to guard because you can't take a breath. You can't take a break for 1 second. You can't allow Deck to go middle. But Deck understands that. I'm going to keep being aggressive. I'm going to try to get the ball to the front of the rim, and then you cause foul issues.
And Dorian Norris checking in right there for the Lions is, again, shooting 2 from the line for the Vandals. Deck averaging about 12 points a game this season. And so far, that one's point number 3. It's a little bit slow going early on, but again, still really early in this game, and both teams keeping it close. Second free throw up and away, and that one's good. Completes the trip at the line right here as Caldwell brings it up the floor. And hard denial right there is that one. Miscommunication between Butera and Phillips. And again, the Lions bring it down with pace, pull up midi. That one's up and good. Boyce with the great pull up right there in transition.
And those are some of the hardest. It's the hardest thing to do is guard in transition, especially when someone's bringing at you full speed. You keep backing up. You back up too far, someone's going to shoot a 15-footer.
Butera right there. That one sailing left, missing everything. And again, the Lions bringing it down with pace. Inside, that one high off the glass, no good. And again, the Lions are really forcing it up and turning it up and down. It is forcing a lot of mistakes, as we see right there. Vandals able to corral it as Caldwell goes in. Little flower, that one's no good. Again, points in the paint's 10-4. As Johnson drives in, that one no good as well. And like you were saying earlier, this pressure and this tempo is really kind of getting the Vandals out of sorts a little bit, as that one's up and good. Again, Horvath with the jumper right there in transition.
And you can see even from the reaction of Coach King on the sideline, like, these are the shots they want. They want these shots. They want to go full speed. One pass shot. And they're starting to turn for them here as they take the lead.
Yeah, 17-15. Vandals will hold it down for the last shot as Johnson hands it off to Wallace.
And the Lions are in a 2-3 zone to try to switch it up.
And some space as Phillips with the pump fake gets some space. That one's up and good at the buzzer. Phillips getting some space and knocking it down.
And good job by Asha Phillips, just selling the shot fake, getting on balance.
Basketball just skyrockets. And again, finding that skill set, really important to bring that in, especially when you got quite a few international players on your roster.
Well, and it's easy to recruit inside the United States because there's so much data now on high schoolers, and everyone knows each high schooler. There's so many untapped potentials around the world that aren't even known.
Step back jumper from the left elbow. That one's off, just hitting the rim on that far side. And again, the Lions are loving that mid-range jumper and getting those looks as Asha Phillips will get that one to fly. That one just long. Rebound by Butera. Butera, again, being busy on the boards early on, getting another second chance for the Vandals.
And that's her third offensive rebound. And, Idaho has 6 offensive rebounds early in the game. I mean, that's a really great number, and it just shows the effort that they're putting towards the glass.
Sarah Schmidt down to Butera. Again, Butera forcing the issue. The 1-2, that one's up and in. Again, forcing her way inside and getting to the bucket.
Sometimes it's just good to be big, strong, and physical, taking her time, slow steps, but able to get the right-handed hook off the glass.
Good ball movement again. Finding their way inside are the Lions. That one a long three. That one's up and in as well for Norris. Her first points of the evening.
And a beautiful left-handed three-pointer there by Norris. And there's not really much offense. It's just space it out, drive the lanes. You got a three-pointer, shoot it. If not, let's drive and kick it again.
A lot more easy flow to the offense rather than more set plays. As, again, Butera, those long 1-2 steps, a little bit like Giannis. Just use the length and find your way inside. Take your time.
And I like it. You know, you're a right-handed player. Get to a right-handed shot. And, you know, Butera's done that now here multiple times early on.
Now one underhand layup, no good. Rebound by Butera. Hands it off to Schmidt. Again, Deck trying to find her way going again early on here. Has 4 points. Is that one on the left side? They will say Wallace stepped out of bounds. Wallace looked over to Coach Amy. Coach Amy's like, nah, it was. All right. Like, we're good.
Yeah, you can see the replay here. You want Wallace to be a little bit more decisive there. Either shoot it or, you know, not take so much time to drive it. Make a decision quickly on the closeout.
Lions now find themselves down one. This one going back and forth early on. High post here to Payne. Goes right at Butera. That one's up and in. Again, those two, they're going at it in the early on.
Physical move by Payne there. Just, you know, kind of lowering her shoulder and just, you know, taking the hit from Butera and able to finish.
Sarah Schmidt, point guard. Followed Coach Amy here from Nebraska Kearney as Butera goes to the left hand now, high off the glass, little half spin.
And that's a classic play that we've seen in basketball forever. It's kind of like, you know, flex. You cross screen, duck in, as we see the missed shot there. But it's just a classic play. Butera's the hot hand. You just run somebody off a cross screen from her. You duck in, seal. You get that close to the hoop. It's tough to guard.
And Butera already up to 12 points right now. Has more than 14, over half of the Vandals' points coming from the center inside. Like you said, shooting 7 of 10, why not feed the hot hand?
Well, and she's also two rebounds away from a double-double. I mean, we're still in the first half.
We still got 7:21 left in the second quarter as that one, Phillips getting blocked, but out to Johnson. Kennedy Johnson, a bit quiet here early on. She's the second leading scorer on this team, but the Vandals, good ball movement, good pump fakes, getting the Lions in the air. Schmidt, straightaway three. That one's up, no good. Short off the iron. Newman in the corner. That mid-range is up and short as well. Good box out by Phillips. Getting that one down, and the Vandals again pushing it up in transition. Langer down low to Brands. Brands, oh, beautiful move in the inside to get it up and in, and the Vandals extend their lead.
Yeah, and soon here, Valerie King's going to have to start sending a second defender into the post because Idaho's just taking advantage of the paint so far, and they're going to have to figure a way to get it out of the post because it's just been Idaho's been able just to, you know, devastate them down low.
And now a more structured offensive play right there, but again, breaking it down. Norris push aside the play, sees the open midi, and gets it to go down.
Yeah, Norris is really solid. I mean, just a nice little jab step to create the separation and then just get to her shot. She's starting to feel it here. You look to see them get her the ball a little bit more.
And again, hands high, intense defense. As again, good play right there as some contact down low, but Schmidt able to get the layup in with the assist from Langer. Newman will pull the three from the left side. Vandals got to close that out as the Lions are, like you said, they will. That is a good look to them of just pulling it in transition.
Yeah, Jordan Newsom, she just wants to let that thing fly. And when she gets an open look, it's going up. You know, the last one went in. It's a good shot for her.
Newsom with 9 points right now, 3 of 4 from the field. She has been driving this offense so far. And again, good ball movement by the Vandals, getting a look down low, back and forth early on here in Moscow. Drive inside, again, patience in. That one up and off the glass. Good defense by Schmidt to force her away from the basket. Schmidt looked down low for Johnson, out to Brands, pulling the three. That one no good. And again, the Lions slowing it down now. Bringing down the tempo and looking to get into more of a set offense. A little different from what we saw early on where they were just really pushing the tempo. Horvath with it, mid-range jumper. That one's no good. Rebound by Brands. And
yeah, if you're the Lions, you don't, and Payne has been able to be successful around the rim. Don't settle for the 15-footers. Let's attack the rim, and let's get something easier.
And right now, so far in the second quarter, 4 of 9 from the field for the Lions. That one rattles around, hits every part of the rim before it goes down.
And I like that shot better from Sarah Brands than the last one she just took, the previous possession. You get a little bit of ball movement, get a ball screen, pick and pop. She's very good off the pick and pop and is able to knock down the three.
Gets it in rhythm, and that one just short for Newsome. Again, the Vandals bring it in, looking to try and get it down low. Good ball movement, swinging around the perimeter. Langer with it, screened by Brands. And now we'll drive it inside, force the issue. That one's up, and again, finds its way down. The Vandals getting the early bounce. Timeout by Coach King to try and settle things down.
Yeah, she had to call a timeout there. Team, moving up from the ranks from Division II to Division I. It's an interesting matchup, obviously, being from Texas A&M Commerce, being from Commerce, Texas, and, getting that connection with Idaho, getting to play them.
Good ball movement. Driving inside again. The Lions trying to force it into inside. Good hands by Schmidt right there. Shot clock winding down. Boyce getting inside. That one stopped. Gets the fadeaway, and that one's in. Used all the shot clock, but found her spot.
Boyce does a great job of there, just being under control. Kind of bobbles the initial attack. Is able to re-attack, jump stop, get on balance. Use her pivot, which is very key when you get around the basket, and hit a nice little fadeaway.
You see the points in the paint right there. Lions a lot more from three-point and mid-range, whereas, again, they're trying. The Vandals getting it to Butera. Goes up strong. That one just long, but she's finding her shot inside.
And she misses it, but it's a great play. Same thing, cross screen. Get her the chance to get the ball on the block where she's been able to dominate.
Lions once again with it. Driving inside deck, fade away. That one also just short. Asha Phillips to Schmidt. And the Vandals, again, slowing it down right now. And again, that pick and roll Butera has been something they've been working with all night. Trying to get it to her in that high post. Langer pulling from three. That one's long. A little too much on that one. Butera trying to get that steal and just unable to convert right there was Russell. Good move, trying to get inside, take advantage, but just can't finish.
Yeah, Butera got a little excited on the defensive end and, kind of overextends. And Russell's just not able to take advantage of it on the reverse shot there.
Vandals taking some time to get the offense started right here. Already 15 left on the shot clock. Getting to Schmidt right now, just 10 left. Trying to look for Butera, kicks it out. Asha Phillips getting inside. That one trying to find something and forces the turnover right there. The Lions going the other way. Deck with it, going inside. Kicking it out, wide open three. That one's up and in. And you see the Lions getting pumped up with that one. So bring the lead within 2.
And Norris has been the hot hand from 3 here. And just being able to find her and get a shot. And for Idaho, you got to get back to what you've been doing to get successful. Move the ball, get some ball screens, get some player movement, and get the ball inside.
And Butera collapsing in right there. The Lions, Leary right there. And again, Langer not getting that one, but she has been successful from 3 this year and is going to continue to let that fly.
But see, that's a better shot, though. It goes inside. The ball gets some type of movement instead of just, 1 or 2 pass 3.
Again, inside. Now resetting the offense. Little confusion, trying to get the play set. And this one, the pick and pop, that one's up and off left iron. And again, it seems like they get set, but again, the first open look, take advantage of it.
And Newsome's been hot tonight, has 12 points so far. I like the play call, just unable to knock it down.
Schmidt kicking it out, Wallace wide open. That one unable to go. Wallace usually automatic from the outside. Still looking for her first 3 tonight. That one also up and no good. Got 30 seconds left remaining in the first half. Just 5 seconds separating shot clock and game clock.
And Idaho's gone cold here, late into the second quarter. Just unable to find a basket. Run this shot clock down and get a solid play that you feel comfortable with to end this half.
Since that last timeout, they have been unable to score. Going from 66% shooting as Sarah Schmidt lets it go at the buzzer. That one up and no good. And one ref called the shot clock violation.
Well, there was some confusion there. It shouldn't have. It was. They thought the half was over.
Ah, I see.
The shot got off before the shot clock.
Yeah, and you saw
there was some confusion because the game clock's running down low, as well as the shot clock.
And right there, you even saw Wallace underneath, like didn't think, and Coach Amy.
Well, see, now they had the possession of the ball, so they want to go back and look at it to see if Idaho had the ball.
And they said that Texas A&M Commerce had possession there at the end of the whistle. Again, dead ball, both players kind of, not sure what's going on. 2 seconds left. And we'll get to that thought right here. That long shot up and no good. What were you going to say, Steve?
It was just interesting there, because Wallace stops because the ball's in her hand, and then the other girl takes it out of her hand, and then the whistle's blowing. So interesting call there. Hope Butera like to see more of it here in the second half.
And both these teams, again, getting ready to get these things, get things going. Idaho now going right to left, and like you said, A&M Commerce shooting 33% in that first half. You only find yourself down 2. It's got to be a great feeling. All right, we're a shooting team, not going down great. Heck, hey, like you said, we're still in this. As that one ends up in the hands of Butera, that one up and in, and Butera once again now getting inside. That's 16 points, now 8 of 12 here in tonight's game.
Well, and Carrie Amy knew exactly what she was doing there. Set up the first play out of halftime. You run just a little bit of a handoff for Schmidt and have Butera dive to the hole. Take advantage of these mistakes on the backside of Texas A&M Commerce.
Oh, what a 3 right there. Delgado stroking it from straight away. And again, the Lions are going to continue to shoot the rock. They are going to find those open looks, and they are not shy of the trigger just to let that one go. Johnson looking for Phillips right there, but again, trying to get to Butera, and the Lions really double teaming, not allowing those entry passes. And it looks like they're going to try and force the Vandals to beat them from the outside as Phillips. That 3 is up and no good. Rebound by the Lions as Delgado brings it up. Sorry, that's Boyce. Now handing off to Deck. And again, good body control. Floater up there right over Butera.
A good job of Deck, just being aggressive, attacking the lane, hanging in there and hitting the shot. And back to your point, if I'm Valerie King, I am not going to let Idaho beat me from inside. If the ball gets inside, I have to send a second defender. Idaho is shooting a poor percentage from 3. You got to make them make some shots.
Idaho only 2 made 3s so far, shooting just 16% from beyond the arc. But again, getting it inside. Kennedy Johnson with that bucket has 4 points. Quiet night for her so far as Butera has been the go-to. As now the Lions again, good running layup right there. That one around the defender. Rushing it a little bit right there. Maybe not the best look, but she's been making those on attacking the inside. And again, the Lions forcing it down there, getting it down to Johnson. Butera, that one a little high, and it'll go out of bounds off of Austin Newsome. Vandals a little lucky to keep possession right there.
Yeah, Butera just didn't, kind of second-guess that pass. And when you second-guess a pass, you don't pass it because it usually leads to a turnover, but they get lucky, ball back underneath.
And again, like what we said, the Lions, as the officials will go over and talk. So they will say there was a steal, and now they're going to put 27 back on the shot clock into Butera. That one looked like she's going to try and maybe do a fade. Good pump fake right there. Schmidt driving inside. She goes down hard, and she'll go to line to shoot 2.
That's good ball movement by the Vandals. You get the ball into Butera. Help side comes down. You kick it out, and Schmidt does a good job of taking advantage of the closeout as we see here. The easiest time to drive by somebody is when they're closing out on you, and she just gives a slight shot fake, drive the lane, get yourself to the line.
And also with the Vandals, this being their first trip to the free throw line, if you're Russell and, again, if you're Lions, force them to beat you at the line. Again, they're getting their looks inside, now force them to the free throw line, see if they can beat you there. Schmidt, second free throw on the way, made the first. This one is also up and in, and lead back up to 3. Still a 1-possession game. This one's been tight all the way through as the handoff to Newsome, driving inside, body control. That one's up and no good. Ball still loose. Newsome ends up getting her own rebound. It goes off of Phillips, so despite getting the rebound, Vandal's doing a good job of collapsing inside, not allowing another pass.
And I like that offensive possession. It's a typical, you can see the replay here as Newsome drives, it's unable to finish, but sticks with it. You just dribble down, you toss it back, and it just creates a little confusion and gives Newsome a driving lane.
And that's, again, what we saw in the first half as Newsome step-back jumper. That one just not getting the bounce as Butera uses the size to get the rebound, but what we saw in the first half was the defensive confusion for the Vandals is when the Lions were picking up pace right there. And that one, little soft pass inside, steal by Deck, going the other way, goes right at Butera, gives it up. That one just through the hands of Delgado. Now the Vandals going the other way. And again, just unable to corral it, and it'll go out of bounds. Turnover for the Vandals. That is their 7th of the night.
Yeah, a couple sloppy possessions on both sides here. The last 4 possessions. Just slow down, catch your breath, and, get into something that you like to see.
Johnson coming out right here for the Vandals along with Butera. Getting some fresh legs in there. But now, again, we're seeing from the Lions that pickup style of play is, again, going up, but last second throwing it down. Again, once you see your teammate go up, you're immediately trying to crash the boards right there. As Wallace swings it over now, and the Vandals, again, setting it down, trying to get some good looks with the ball movement. As Brands will get it to Wallace. Wallace has some space. Doesn't let it go, though. Drives in. 10 on the shot clock. And the Vandals still trying to find something. Schmidt will go in. That one will be thrown up. Didn't hit the rim, but that one will go up. Wallace almost made that one. Made something happen with just the shot clock was expiring. And again, pull up in the mid-range. That one up and just a little strong right there. But again, for Boyce, that has been the look she's been, really kind of going with all night.
Yeah, she's been going with that all night, and especially after the last possession, coming off that ball screen and kind of doing that jump in the air pass. She wanted to settle for a shot as Brands gets open look there, unable to make it. And it's just been non-scoring here for the last few minutes, and they've been good looks, just unable to knock them down.
But right there, that one goes down. Delgado getting that one to go from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and she didn't score in the first half, and now here early in the second half has back-to-back three-pointers for her, to try to get her going and get some looks and help this team space out the Vandals defense.
And we're all tied up at 40. And Brands letting it fly, trying to answer back, and that one won't go. This time hitting every part of the rim and not going down. Deck putting down the shoulder, going inside, being physical, and the Lions take the lead.
And I like that by Deck. You get somebody backing up, it's so tough to guard. You get that advantage of just going straight downhill, uses a little shoulder, a little body bump, creates that space and gets herself to a nice layup.
Wallace kicks it out to Schmidt. Now Brands inside, trying to get some space, and that one's up and in. And now the Vandals, again, going back inside. What was so successful for them in the first half as Butera looks to be checking back in at the next whistle for the Vandals. Newsome going in. Little spin move, fade away. That one's up and in. When you just need a bucket, that's the kind of move you go to right there.
And she's been difficult to stay in front of, and then when you do cut her off, she does a great job of just spinning under control and getting to that nice little, kind of floater mid-range shot there.
The junior from Irving, Texas, making it happen. And that three from Ashlyn Wallace, that one's up, no good. Long rebound will go out, and that'll take us to our first media timeout of the second half. A&M Commerce finding ourselves up 44-42 with 4:32 remaining.
Well, I'm 1 for 1 right now, and the first one was really tough. The second one I was able to get right. This is a tough one. I would have to say 30 teams.
Ooh, 53.
Not bad.
Not bad. Better than your first. Well, because the first trivia you were off by about like 400 or something like that.
Yeah, because we talked about how many teams they've played overall, so that kind of threw into my equation how many we've played 150 teams or whatever. It was 150. Yeah. So how many teams have we gone winless against?
But I think it was a pretty solid guess. A bit out of their kind of trivia as Butera scores right there, 46-44. 4 minutes ago, again, Zach Kellogg alongside former Vandal great Steven Madison. Steven, you played a lot of basketball here. I guess, what kind of point are we at in the game right now? As Newsome drives in, that one's up no good, foul called. But, again, midway through the third quarter, what is the mindset of these players as they should? Is, again, got the first media out of the way now, and now you're moving on to kind of down the stretches. Your legs might start getting a little bit tired coming up.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, it's about getting good shots, being, in the right position on the defensive end, not allowing easy ones. And like we just saw there from Newsome, being able to get a backdoor cut and get the ball to the rim, that's just sloppy fundamentals from the Vandal side, and a great job by Texas A&M Commerce. But as an individual player, it's about being locked in. As the clock winds down, you only have so much time left in this game, and you want to come out victorious.
And Newsome goes 2 for 2 from the line right there. 6 for 6 for the team as Johnson has it. Slinger trying to find something to go right here. Again, quiet night for her so far. Again, 7 points, but, you know, just hasn't quite been able to get it to go, shooting just 3 of 5 from the field.
Yeah, and she just drove there and was unable to make that. Yeah, it's just been a tough night for her, and it has a little bit to do with the defense of pressure from the Lions and not allowing her to do that. Because, you know, in college basketball, you got to realize there's scouting reports. They spend so much time keying on players that have been doing successful. She comes off a career high of 16 points, as we see Mia Deck just attacking with her right hand and able to finish. It's very tough to be a high-level scorer consistently at the Division I level.
And it's awesome to see when you have a player like Deck, who, again, you're the leading scorer on the team, you have that scouting point, you're still able to get your looks. But driving side, she breaks double digits right now. 1 rebound away from a double-double as well for her. Again, trying to get it to Butera. Johnson, as the shot clock winding down. Butera will pull the mid-range jumper. That one's up and a little long. Johnson fighting for the rebound. That one's loose. Newsome getting on the ground, and Commerce able to get it. And again, things getting a little wild right here as Johnson now on the ground. And it'll be a jump ball. Both teams getting real physical, not letting any easy possessions get out of their way.
Yeah, you can see here on the replay, just battling. I mean, this is what you want from both your teams. Just get on the floor, the ball's on the ground. Who's going to get it? Who's going to come up with it? 50-50 balls are one of the biggest things as the Vandals take a timeout.
And that'll send us to our first called timeout media break. And again, both teams getting physical. A&M Commerce finds it was the biggest.
Commerce here that has given them the lead so far. You know, they're up 6 right now, and a lot of it has to do with her play tonight and how solid she has been.
And Butera, this is her season high in scoring and her first double-double of the year, but she is still, you know, has a chance to break her season high in rebounds. And, ooh, shifty move. That one up and in. That quick second step helping get the bucket right there for Delgado.
Yeah, we didn't see much of Delgado in the first half. You know, just kind of was out there. And now in the second half, she has been aggressive and has been able to put the ball in the rim as we see Deck get a turnover and takes it the other way.
And again, passing up right there for Newsome. Looks like she had a step, but, you know, Butera going at it inside. And that one, the offensive foul inside. And Coach King tell him just, you know, don't complain about it. Just let's run it back.
And sometimes it's just tough when you're just the bigger player. You kind of lose that battle there, and the smaller player gets the benefit of the doubt.
And Payne, that's just her first foul, so, you know, nothing too crazy. But Schmidt now with it, and again, Idaho going to start needing to try and make something happen, finding yourselves down 8. And they go into Butera, and again, Butera being double-teamed, throws that one up, unable to get it to go down.
Yeah, and Commerce does a good job of just collapsing on Butera right in the middle of the paint, not letting her get an easy shot.
And so far for the Vandals, again, shooting just 2 of 14 from beyond the arc tonight. Really have not been able to get it going from beyond the arc at least. That 3 from Deck, that one short, rebound Johnson.
And you can just, you know, the offense for Idaho has just been slow as Schmidt gets a good driving lane and finally something easy for the Vandals, like I was going to mention. It's just been very slow and kind of stale for them on the offensive end here in this second half. You know, you want to see the energy get picked up on the offensive end for them.
And Schmidt shooting now 2 of 7. Again, the Vandals, their field goal percentage has really gone down here in the second half. As again, another great shot right there by Delgado.
It's a confidence thing. You see the ball go through the rim, you just start to build that confidence, and the rim gets bigger and bigger. And for Delgado right now, she's really feeling it.
Butera with the high screen. Schmidt driving her way to the basket. Backdoor cut for Wallace. Wallace back to Schmidt. Open 3. That one just short. Hope Butera try to get the rebound right there. And Delgado leaked out wide open in the corner. Lets that one go. And a little heat check. Unable to get that one to go down. But still a good look as Deck. A little contested, but that one unable to go as well. Shot clock turned off. Just 20 seconds remaining. And the Vandals going to hold it and try and cut back into this lead before the third quarter ends. Schmidt versus Boyce gets the double screen. Looking to try and get it low. We'll get it to Butera. Butera gets collapsed on the 1-2. That one's up and no good. Wallace almost getting the offensive rebound, but that'll send us into the fourth quarter. The Lions find themselves up 54-46. We should be in for...
You know, Idaho 17 points in back-to-back quarters. scores 12, but Texas A&M Commerce able to score 22 in the third. Their offense has really picked up for them, the Lions. And, you know, Vandals here have to play some defense and make some shots.
Idaho just shooting 31% there in the third quarter. As that one's up and in for Kennedy Johnson. So now cutting back into the lead. Again, that first make, and the Vandals needing to try and make something happen as the Vandals go to a zone now. As Payne looks to go up. That one's no good, and late whistle, but Payne goes down, and she'll go to line to shoot 2.
And good patience by Payne there, just not getting too anxious to get the shot up, shot fake, step through, get herself to the line, get fouled as we see the replay here. You know, Delgado does a good job of just dropping it off Payne's step. And, you know, you could debate for a travel there potentially, but I thought it was a good call. Payne does a great job of getting herself to the line.
Coach Amy was pointing to the refs, wanting to try and get a travel call right there. His first free throw for Payne is up, and that one's in. Still perfect from the line. The lines are 7 of 7 now. But, Steven, so Idaho switching to that 2-3 zone because, you know, really as the second free throw goes down, the Lions have been, you know, really kind of driving inside, dribbling around. Kind of, can you walk us through kind of what that decision might be for Coach Amy on switching up the defense this late in the game?
Yeah, I mean, Texas A&M Commerce is, they have a bunch of guards as Phillips gets fouled down low. But when you're playing a guard-heavy team that is looking to drive the ball, you try to switch it up to find some type of way to not allow penetration. But the problem is they went to a 2-3 zone, and the Lions just attacked it instantly.
We'll see if they'll stick with it right now as, again, that foul called on Delgado down low as Schmidt looking for something. Will throw it up for Butera. Now resetting the offense. Again, the Vandals, looks like they're just a little slow to get into their sets right now. As Johnson now again looking. Butera to Phillips, guarded by Delgado. Good defense as Phillips with a step through, though. Uses that aggression to her advantage and gets the bucket to go down. Cuts the lead down to 6.
Yeah, you know, late shot clock there. Phillips does a good job of driving the ball as we see Idaho still in like a 1-2-2 zone. Just a nice little Euro step, little side step to get herself free.
Ball inside to Payne. Trying to bully her way down low against Butera. Butera with the hands high, but Payne getting the tough finish inside.
Yeah, the left-handed Payne there understands I can back my way into the middle of the paint, spin back to my strong hand, and I can protect my shot easy.
As a former big man, you got to love seeing moves like that.
Well, that's what I tell people is you have a strong hand for a reason. If I get it down low, I'm trying to get back to my right hand no matter where it is because I know I can use the glass and use the touch of my strong hand.
Delgado will go to the bench for Commerce. Checking in is Norris. As Butera drives in, bullies her way. That one going up and finally going down. And again, Vandals keeping it within 6, right there in arm's reach. But so far the Lions been answering them bucket for bucket here in the 4th. Newsom, one-on-one against Johnson. Now to Deck. Deck getting some separation against Wallace. That step back, that one's up and in. Great move on the inside.
And we've seen her try to get to that move a couple times here early on. Drive hard to her right, spin back, and kind of do like a little 1-2 one-footed fadeaway. And, you know, most coaches hate fadeaways. They hate, you know, shots that look tough. But, you know, she's only like 5 or 6 feet away from the hoop, and it's a really good touch by her.
And you see her in rhythm as good help defense driving down right there, but a foul called. Horvath collapse inside, and every time that ball gets into the paint, you see the Lions just instantly collapsing down.
I mean, it's an easy decision, though. I mean, the Vandals are shooting 13% from the three-point line. They're 2 of 15. I would be begging them to shoot threes. I can't. You don't want to allow anything around the rim if I'm Texas A&M Commerce.
And Phillips going to line, shooting 2 now. First one is up and finds its way down. She's up to 5 points on the night. And again, finding themselves down 7. The Vandals need to try and turn something on right now, get this thing back before, you know, Commerce, they're going to continue to get points. So if you're Idaho, you got to start getting some stops right now.
Well, that's a good way to do it. You get to the line, you get the clock stopped, and you score with the clock not moving.
Dribble handoff, ball movement. Newsom driving inside, almost loses that one. Gets the double team. Deck with the 3. Johnson unable to get there in time, but that one just rattling out. Can't allow too many open looks like that against a team that's really been shooting the ball well from beyond the arc. 42.9% right now from 3 for the Lions. And Butera going in, help defense coming. That shot is up and no good. Foul called down low.
And you can see Valerie King is literally almost to, half court. As we see the replay here, the reason she's yelling is because they went Horvath, number 0 for their team, to go get the ball out of Butera's hands. You can't allow her to go one-on-one because it's been a mismatch nightmare for them.
That first free throw is up and short for Butera. First miss of the night from the line from either team. Second one on the way now. That one's up and in, splits the trip from the line.
And if I'm texting A&M Commerce here, the ball has to be in Newsom's hand or Deck.
And it looks like they're doing just that. Newsom guard against Johnson. Little step back, finding her way inside. Finish as she goes down right there. Johnson and Butera right there, and they'll call it on Butera.
And you can see Newsom just understands basketball and movement of players. Just kind of a slight little hesitation as we see the replay. Hesitation, pull back, pulls the head up. You pull your head up, they look as a shot, stutter, attack the lane, full speed to the lane, make the referees make a call, and that's what she did there.
A little bit of hesitation, just get, like you said, get them side to side, just get them unsure, get them on their heels, and she's been doing such a good job of that all night long.
Well, she's a scorer, and she leads this team in scoring. You can see that on that play, as she's unable to make the free throw. But she's been a big part of this team, and you can see why.
And Coach King, you got to be happy again. Really picked it up in the second half. Really a story of 2 halves for the Lions, and they have been able to take advantage of it. As 2 missed free throws right there. All the Vandal fans cheering because that's free Chicken Little sandwiches from KFC with the 2 missed free throws from the Lions.
Give me some Chicken Littles. I'm hungry.
Hey, let's go there after the game. But right there, ball is tipped, so Johnson with Deck tracking it down, able to pick it up. And Johnson being double teamed, trying to find something. Real quick pressure right there as Schmidt wide open down low. That one's up and in. Count the foul. Wild play leads to an and one opportunity to cut it down to a 4-point game.
Yeah, and Schmidt just finds herself wide open underneath the hoop. But, Boyce kind of compounds the problem there. Everybody comes into the backcourt. You leave someone wide open. It's one of those ones where you can't cause it to be a 3-point play if I'm the Lions. And good job by Schmidt by drawing the foul and able to make the layup.
Free throws up and in. Completes a 3-point play. Now a 2-point lead for the Lions. Vandals finding themselves their way back into this one. Payne with it at the high post. Payne driving in, using the offhand, blocked by Butera.
And just really quick, aggressive hands there by Butera. It's not one of those typical blocks where it's high up above. She swipes it quickly as Payne's trying to drive.
And the Vandal fans starting to get a little bit more into it as Idaho is able to get themselves back into a 1-possession game. The Vandals looking like they're playing with a bit more pace and energy right now. Again, we got about 5 minutes left. Time to start making something happen. Schmidt to Johnson, long 3. That one's in! This place goes nuts. Vandals take the lead.
And it's been a fairly quiet night for Kennedy Johnson, but that is one of the biggest shots for the Vandals tonight. Being able to crack that seal from the 3-point line. Huge shot, takes the lead. Now it's about defense.
Vandals shooting perfect still here in the 4th quarter. Deck with it against Langer. That fadeaway is up and good. You see just getting comfortable inside.
Well, and I love what I see there from Commerce. Not being rattled. Come down. Let's run a set play. Valerie King calls a play, set play. Your best player at the elbow attacks. Same move, spin right, back to her left, 1-foot fadeaway.
Phillips getting position down low. Will go up with the left. That one's up and in. Good little touch pass over the top, and Phillips able to get the bucket. Vandals now going back and forth with the lead, up 1 now. And like you said, Lions slowing it down, making sure they get the right look right now. Norris with it, Jakey inside. That one's up, no good, but she'll go to line shooting 2.
And you can see that they see some type of advantage as we're headed to timeout here. Get the ball to the high post and the ability to attack.
And this one, well, it looks to be set up for a great finish. Commerce had a bit of a run there, but Idaho answering back. We'll be right back with the break. Looked like this one might have had a chance to get away from the Vandals, but they were able to reel it back in and now find themselves up one, more than halfway through the fourth quarter.
And it's all about defense and stops and being able to secure a rebound. And the Vandals have been able to do that here the last few minutes of this fourth quarter so far.
And first free throw is up and in. Second free throw also good. So Commerce taking the lead back now, up by one as Delgado checks back in for the Lions. You got to think we're getting close, so coaches probably have their A squad out right now. And again, I think we're in for a great finish here.
Well, and it's an interesting substitution because Norris is the taller defender, but coach sees something with Delgado as Butera gets the ball down low.
Forces the issue up inside, gets the foul. Butera, this season shooting 68% from the line. We saw her split her first trip, but again, fighting for it down low. And again, like you were saying earlier, force the issue inside when you're that close to the rim.
Yeah, and I love that because a lot of times players get the ball down low and they panic if they get in that type of situation. She takes her time, able to get a shot at the rim. You're going to get fouled.
First free throw, this one's up and good. Ties it up at 64. Butera up to 21 points right now in this game, 13 rebounds. What a stat line really coming in here and making some noise. The second one also up and good. Now Lions bring it up with some pressure. Like you're saying, get into Deck's hands, let her go to work. Good defense by the Vandals, denying that pass is Delgado. Oh, good step through the underhand. Oh, getting that one up and in.
Well, and Delgado's shifty, so she understood what she's doing there. Just a slight sidestep and a head fake. Defender flies up, but the wherewithal to get to the underhand scoop and just have the finesse. Unbelievable finish there by Delgado.
Johnson with it. The Vandals getting around the perimeter. Shot clock down to 10 now. Schmidt with the ball screen, driving inside. Looks to get it to Johnson. Johnson, good cut. That one no good. Johnson able to get the rebound again. Get it the third time, and that one's up and in.
And it was getting physical there. It looked like a foul as Deck brings it up. But good job by Johnson just staying with the play.
And Deck step through that one up and no good. Good defense by Johnson forcing that miss. And the Vandals, again, up by one. Bucket here, finally able to get more than just that 1 point lead as Coach Amy will take a timeout and talk things over. You can see she knows this is such an important possession of this game.
Yeah, and this has been a
game of basketball for us right here.
Exactly, and it's obviously this is a huge weekend for Vandal athletics in general. Having the women's game tonight, the men's game tomorrow, and then football. It's great to see this community wrapping their arms around those sports, and it's going to continue to build here, especially with a great coach like Carrie Amy at the helm, and you have Alex Pribble on the men's, and then the football team, what they're doing has just been spectacular.
Asha Phillips, handoff here, now to Schmidt. Schmidt, open three. This one's up, and that one's just short. I think the Vandal bench might have jumped about 8 feet in the air if that one went in, but Delgado driving in. Great finish on the inside. Such a shifty player and gets it up and in.
I mean, Delgado's been electric in the second half. She's a smaller guard, and she just went in there with almost a two-handed underhand shot off a Euro. Great touch, great body control. She's the reason why they have this 1 point lead.
And Butera with it up top. Schmidt once again looking to try and force it inside. Gets you, great pass to Phillips over the top of everyone. Phillips unable to get it to go. And Butera getting it down to Schmidt. Schmidt with the pump fake. No call right there. Vandal coaching staff wishing they had something. But Deck with it. Can find themselves up. One are the Lions. Getting the ball again. You were saying get it into the hot hand. Delgado, crossover, spin move. This one's up. That one's no good. Great defense inside.
Yeah, Langer does a good job of just staying down, not falling for any shot fakes from Delgado. Stay solid, finish the play with the rebound.
And getting a little physical inside between Butera and Newsome as Johnson, again, looking to get it to Butera. And they'll say 3 in the key. Butera getting a little frustrated down there, won the ball. And again, the offense just a little slow to get going. Again, we only got 1:30 left.
Well, you'd like to see the entry pass just a little bit quicker. Johnson kind of stood there and looked at Butera. Because, yes, it's 3 in the key, but if you're able to get the ball to the player, that resets with it.
Oh, what a shot right there. We kind of held our breath there for a second as she pulls up and hits that one. Boys, once again, as a timeout, once again for the Vandals. We'll have one more after this, but again, Coach Amy knows, all right, now we got another one. We're down 3. We got to get a second chance points. Kenny Johnson with the inbound. And they'll call a warning down low. Right now, getting into it is Russell and Butera. Both players play with a lot of energy, a lot of, attitude, with a chip on their shoulder. And we're going to get Payne in right now.
Yeah, and Valerie King just doesn't want – you can't have any mistakes here this late in the game, any type of chippiness, potential technical fouls. So she's making that substitution for that reason.
Phillips kicking it out to Johnson. And again, trying to look for Butera inside. Vandals need to try and find some scoring right now. Butera, once again, Schmidt driving in. That one's up and good with some contact, and he gets it up and in and cuts it to a 1-point game with under a minute to play.
And the best way to alleviate pressure when you're getting pressured is just to drive the ball, and Schmidt understands that, gets the strong right-hand finish.
Commerce going to use as much of this clock as possible. Boyce with it. Going to get it to Delgado. Delgado driving in. Looks to try to step through. Good defense right there, and they'll call an offensive foul. What a defensive play right there.
And Langer, you can see the veteran savviness as Carrie Amy takes another timeout. You can see understanding when the game's going on. Delgado has now made that move about 5 or 6 times. You just step in front and take the charge. Great job by Langer there to get the ball back for the Vandals.
And again, and Schmidt has been doing that. She, was able to get the drive right there, found Phillips in the corner. They've been doing a good job of having that vision, but like you said, this is a big possession. We'll see what the Vandals draw up as Schmidt gets it on the inbound. And you see him with Butera as that one's tipped out of bounds. That one could have been bad. Still 27 seconds left on the shot clock. As Johnson this time will inbound. And once again into Schmidt. They'll go right back as high ball screen. And it looks similar to what they're doing last time. Butera getting it to Johnson, and Johnson will go down, and they will say it is off of Commerce. Commerce player, the Lions want to review. Let's see what we got here on the look.
Yeah, it was a great play. They ran, they did exactly what you would think. There's a lot of contact there. It's hard to see who that went off of, but I thought it was a great play by the Vandals. A lot of contact there.
Yeah, again, off the ball, it might have gone off the back of deck. We'd have to take another look and try to see how close that is. Because again, this is a huge call. If it goes the way of the Lions, you get the ball, 16 seconds, the Vandals are going to be forced to foul unless they get a turnover. But let's take another look at this right here.
Yeah, I mean, that's off Texas A&M Commerce.
Yeah.
It hit the back of Deck's hair.
Mm-hmm.
And
that is an extension of you.
That is an extension of you, so I think that's off her. But I like the play that they drew up, and it's exactly what I said. They ran a dribble handoff into a back screen for Butera, but understanding that, they're telling Butera, hey, they're going to come double you, make a play. Johnson cuts, so I like the play. We'll see what they do here.
And again, still taking a long look at it. Let's see what the officials say. Again, officials taking their time. They will say it is Idaho basketball.
Yeah, and the ref kind of motioned to Valerie King there off the back of Deck's hair.
Yep, just like you said. And again, hair looks great, but again, right there, just off just a little bit, causes the out of bounds to stick with the Vandals. And the out of bound play, looking to try and get into Johnson. Get into Langer. Langer driving in. This layup is up high off the glass and finds his way down. What a finish right there to give the Vandals the lead with 12 seconds left.
And it's, like we mentioned earlier, it's been a slow night. They've done a lot of dribble weave tonight. So the Vandals are going to have to play some defense, but this is a very talented Texas A&M Commerce team with a bunch of good guards.
And Russell checking back in. Gets the ball to Deck. going against Johnson. Underhand layup. That one's up and in with 8.6. No timeout for the Vandals. Schmidt driving down the floor on Delgado. Goes in, has the layup. They're going to call it a block. Goes out of bounds with 1.5 seconds remaining.
And a great attack by Schmidt. And it's been one of those games where it's been, you know, they've been allowed to just play on.
And Coach King running up, jumping up and down a half court to get that timeout off. Talk about this defensive set.
But now it's like, it gives Carrie Amy a chance to drop something potentially different. And we can see Butera's trying to weigh herself in at the block. It'll be interesting to see what they do.
And Schmidt getting into Johnson. Johnson throwing it up. That one's no good. And the Lions coming away with the win with the last defensive stop.
And I thought it was a great play by the Vandals, getting a chance to get Kennedy